The greatest mistake a person can make is to assume they are the smartest individual in the room. My wife looked down on me for years, viewing me as a simple man with zero ambition. On a cold morning in the city, she casually placed a legal packet on our kitchen table before leaving for work. She told me that her legal team had prepared some documents to protect her growing empire. When the door closed, I opened the packet and discovered a strict agreement. It described my personal assets as unverified and completely minimal, suggesting I brought nothing to our marriage. This was not a standard legal document, but rather the opening move of a calculated betrayal. I sat there in total silence, feeling a strange sense of clarity wash over my chest as I realized our entire relationship was a lie. We met 4 years ago at a crowded networking event near the Bay. Victoria was a rising star in the corporate logistics world, running a fast-growing firm with major investor backing. I deliberately presented myself as a retired consultant who lived a quiet and modest life. She found my low profile attractive because she assumed I was safe, predictable, and easy to manage within her grand design. In reality, I possessed a massive fortune that I kept entirely hidden from the public eye. Years before we met, I sold my technology corporation to a massive private equity group for millions of dollars. I did not announce the sale on social media or buy expensive sports cars to show off. Money that makes a loud noise always attracts unnecessary problems, so I chose to remain completely invisible. We dated for over a year before getting married in a very small and efficient ceremony. Victoria always introduced me to her business partners as her quiet, supportive husband, almost like a fashionable accessory. My closest friends warned me that she treated me more like a corporate prop than a true romantic partner. I laughed off their concerns at the time, wanting to believe that our bond was completely genuine. The turning point occurred during our 2nd year of marriage when I accidentally accessed a shared digital network drive. I found a hidden folder containing a comprehensive document titled Exit Strategy. My wife had meticulously planned our entire marriage as a temporary financial shield. The timeline detailed how she would consolidate our accounts, increase her public image, and file for divorce during the 5th year. The document also listed the name of Douglas Thorne, a top executive at her company who always acted friendly toward me. He was the man she intended to partner with once she discarded me like old trash. Victoria believed I was the perfect financial hiding place because I lacked an ego and had no online presence. She thought a simple husband would make her look grounded to her corporate board of directors. Instead of causing a dramatic scene or confronting her immediately, I decided to play a much longer game. I secretly contacted my trusted corporate attorney, a brilliant man named Thaddeus Miller, who had managed my wealth for decades. We met at a hidden office in the financial district to review the betrayal and map out our response. Thaddeus smiled when he saw the documents. Realizing my wife had completely underestimated my capabilities, we quietly established a new corporate entity registered in Delaware under a completely boring name. Through this hidden shield, I began purchasing shares of the logistics firm that Victoria owned. We split the transactions into small amounts to avoid triggering any legal alarms or public disclosures. Within a few months, I secretly owned 12% of her beloved company while she continued to treat me like a simpleton. My strategy expanded during the summer as Victoria constantly complained about her rising operational costs over dinner. She mentioned that her primary freight suppliers in the Western region were struggling financially and seeking new investors. I immediately used my hidden capital to buy significant stakes in both of those supply corporations. Suddenly, the vendors my wife negotiated with every single day were answering directly to my secret legal representatives. The final piece of the trap involved Douglas Thorne, the executive who was helping her plan my eventual ruin. Thaddeus discovered that Douglas was quietly seeking a major investor to anchor his private investment fund. I provided the necessary millions through for complex layers of shell companies to ensure my name remained invisible. The very man who smiled at our dinner table was now completely dependent on my hidden financial empire. Exactly 1 year after she dropped that initial legal packet on my kitchen table, the trap was fully set. Victoria believed she was experiencing the most successful quarter of her career, unaware that the foundation beneath her feet was gone. She was standing inside a house that I now effectively owned, thinking she had outsmarted a quiet man. My attorney called me to confirm that every single piece of our strategy was locked into position, I instructed Thaddeus to prepare a massive disclosure document that would reveal the entire truth to her legal team. It contained dozens of pages detailing my technology investments, international real estate, and my total control over her business network. I did not want a standard divorce negotiation. I wanted a complete revelation that would force her advisors to close their doors in panic. Pity is for the weak, but patience is a weapon. Looking out at the foggy city, I felt no anger or desire for loud celebrations. I learned that true patience is not a passive trait but rather the most aggressive strategy a man can employ. Victoria thought she married a simple man with a comfortable life, but she actually married the most patient opponent she would ever face. She wanted to play a game of chess, completely unaware that I was the one who constructed the board.